Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the podcast. I'm your host, Charlie, and with me, as always, is my other host, Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
You know, Charlie, you can't polish a turd.
You know, Mythbusters proved that wrong. You can polish a turd.
That makes sense. If there's one people that would like prove that wrong, it'd be them.
I love how you keep trying to cold open this thing, and I always have a really good answer to retort back with.
Yeah.
Um,
Usually you
um,
do.
yeah. What you doing, buddy? How's it been? How
It's
are you
been
doing?
good.
You
Just
feeling better? You had the crud for a while.
I still got a slight cough, but we're getting better each day.
And we're not 100% sure whether Dan's going to survive or not. I keep getting weird messages from him throughout the day. He's down with the vid, and he
God.
literally messaged me tonight going, "Hey, bub, I can't record." And I was like, "No problem. You're not on the schedule to
He's
record."
lost track of all time.
Yeah, it's like it's horror night. He goes, "Oh, then it's not a problem." then, which led me to go like, "What movie did you watch this week?" Because
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't tell
what
you
did
one
you
to watch.
pick?
So Dan's in Danlandia right now on some
I
kind of
watched
stupor of.
Ghostbusters again, Charlie, and I figured that's what we could watch.
I literally got a picture from him with the Ghostbusters pulled up on his laptop. He was watching that.
I knew it.
That probably would have been what he wanted to talk about. He's like, "We're doing Ghostbusters." I'm like, "I didn't approve this." But what I did approve is my horror birthday episode pick. That's
Yeah,
right.
you
I got
did.
to pick another movie. It's still my birthday month, and I picked Christine.
You picked one I have not seen since my early teenage years.
Oh, dude, this
And
is rotation movie for me. This is every year I watch Christine.
I'm kind of glad that I have not seen it in so long because there is a whole new perspective on this movie.
Yeah, because there's a ton of perspectives with a movie about a car that
Well,
kills people.
it's one of those things though, like yet Christine has been parodied so much in media, like
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Futurama, and it's been kind of like watered down, I guess you
Hmm.
could say, over the years, where kind of our perception or our memory of it, if you haven't seen it in so long, is a little skewed because you're like, oh yeah, like you start to remember the stuff that makes fun of it or like pays homage to it more than the actual movie if it's been so long since you've
Yeah.
seen it, like myself. And then going back to the original source, I was like, oh, there's definitely a little bit more melancholy behind this than actual horror, is what I got out of it.
Yeah, this one is one of those that it's kind of your traditional horror, but not at the same time. I remember there I did have a spell where I didn't watch this for a while, and it was probably like from transition of moving to Ohio and then from VHS to DVD. I do remember watching it again on DVD going, "Man, this isn't as violent as I like to remember it was." You
Oh
know,
yeah, like
it
as a kid, I remember this being extremely like, oh,
oh,
just people falling left and right and getting ran over.
yeah, I mean, I had like what I perceived as vivid memories of the guy getting cut in half by the car when it goes down the alleyway against him, and I remembered more blood than what's actually in the movie. So
Which I think is part of where the way other things have made our memory on it go.
yeah, no, you're not wrong, and I mean, there's been plenty of other like copies and people that have tried to do it, and I mean, without this, we wouldn't have movies like Maximum Overdrive, which also is another movie I always felt was way bloodier than what I watch on the DVDs. We got The Car, we got Trucks, we got all these other ones. And even now, I mean, it's not new, but a newer version is like Rubber with the
The killer tire,
the tire running around blowing
yeah,
people's
just
heads up like
exploding people's
scanners.
heads.
Yeah, you know,
So much
you,
fun.
you can't do that movie without Christine starting, that kind of trope that just, the devil can possess anything, including metal.
Yes.
Well, I think let's give them an intro here, and this is a trailer. Nate hasn't heard this trailer. I found it. I love it. It is an official one, but it's not your normal like movie voiceover guy.
You pulled a quick one on me.
I did, but when you hear it, you'll understand why I went with this one. So, here is an extra special trailer for Christine.
She is seductive. She is passionate. She is possessive. She is pure evil. She is Christine, a 1958 Plymouth Fury, possessed by hell. Her previous owner is not alive to warn her present one. Once she lures you behind the wheel, you will be hers, body and soul. There is no place you can hide, no place you can run, and nothing you can do can stop her. Because how do you kill something that can't possibly be alive? Christine, body by Plymouth, soul by Satan.
How awesome is that?
That is a killer TV spot.
Oh, dude, it's like those, old school car commercials, they talk about the sleek lines of the new, whatever year car and brand, and they make it all sexy and all this other stuff. And then it's evil.
Yeah, it even sound like a little bit of like the Cupid music playing in the background in the beginning. I love that.
Oh yeah, it's very light, very like ethereal, and then as soon as evil comes in, it's just like dun dun dun. And I just love the body by Plymouth, soul by Satan. I was like,
Satan.
yeah,
That's what it did.
I loved it. I found the regular trailer, which is the shows clips from the movies. It's got the VO. It's like 2.5 minutes, and I was like, okay, I can do that. And then I saw another one that still said official, and I clicked on it, and I was like, oh god, this is it.
Yeah, that's
This
a
is the one
good
I
like
play.
played after 9 p.m. on primetime television, you know?
Yeah. So
That's what that is. And then after that, you get a Kroger commercial.
Kroger or some kind of like American Cheese Foundation where they're trying to sell you like Velveeta cheese or
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, it just kind of threw me back into like those kind of commercials we used to get as kids. The new Chevy Cavalier would come out and they'd have this thing talking about it, or the Monte Carlo is out, sexy lines. I was like,
You can
uh,
like feel the cigarette smoke in the trailers, you know?
oh god, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody smoked back then. I
Yeah.
my parents didn't, but my best friend did. So, I still smelled like cigarette smoke, when I come home, I used to drive mom up a wall. But, and that's the funny part is that I got a connection with this movie. So, what I remember about this movie growing up was this is one of the few horror movies my dad watched. And because my dad's just not into horror movies, didn't care.
Oh, totally
And
same.
yeah, and then this movie about a killer car. Okay, dad's a mechanic. I'm going to watch a movie about a killer car. And he watched it and then let me watch it, which is kind of weird because I was still fairly young, just started into my action movie watching. So having dad go, it's a horror movie. I'm like, okay, well, let's watch it. So we rented it, watched it, loved it. My dad loved it. And one day I was hanging out with my buddy Daniels. They had one of those giant freaking satellite dishes outside. You remember those from like back in
Oh,
the
the
80s and 90s?
giant, like
Like
6 foot diameter, you
you're
know?
tracking asteroids for NASA
Yeah.
unintentionally. Like no, we got cable, but NASA was also using those to bounce signals into space. That's how big these stupid
My
things were.
grandparents had one. That thing was insane.
Yeah.
And then I
What?
remember watching some movie as a kid where like the parents got sucked into the TV. I think it had
Oh
like John
yeah.
Ritter in it or something like that.
Well,
Where
yeah.
they had to
No,
like
I
live the TV channels or something like that. And I remember like the one is that commercial that had like the really loud noise and it blows the guy's like head off or something like that. He's sitting in the recliner chair as it
wasn't it
just
called
gets
like
louder and louder.
Stay Tuned or
I
something
want to
like
say it's
that?
Stay Tuned.
Yeah. There was a lot of those kind of movies that went out, but so my buddy Daniel had one of those, and I was at his house, and they had HBO because they paid the whatever premium
Yeah,
that
I wonder
was
how
back
much
in the day.
HBO was back then.
I can't imagine. I don't know, but we were watching something and we saw on the guide that Christine was coming on, and I went home and I told Dad about it, and he's like, "Well, ask them if I give them a tape, will they record it?" And I was like, "Sure." So I ran the blank tape back over to my buddy's house. And his dad's like, "Yeah, no problem." It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So he just set up the timer thing and recorded it. And I still believe we have that VHS running around, that we have the HBO presentation of Christine. I probably wore that tape out, man.
I
I
so badly
love
want to
watching that movie.
find all the old tapes that have everything recorded on them.
I
I don't
I
know if they've
don't
been thrown out or not, but man, I really want to find them.
Yeah, so my mom goes through these phases of like throwing everything out or holding on to everything. So my guess is it's probably buried somewhere in a corner in probably the exact same storage thing for the VHSs we had. It was like you would open up the two doors and there's VHSs in the doors, there's VHSs on the back cabinet
Yep.
part of it. It was like that MDF fake wood
Oh yeah.
holder.
We even
But
had like a slider drawer almost.
oh, we
You
had the
pull it
drawers
out
too.
and then like
Yeah.
your VHS tapes just fit perfectly there.
We had we had one of those, and it was like the right side was mine, the left side was my sister's, and then like the bottom one was like the community ones, and then all the dads were in one spot. Because that's where all the Arnold and action movies and all that stuff was. That was our little library of VHSs. They took up a lot of space, man. You didn't realize how much space they took till.
Especially if you get some Disney ones in there with their big ass
Oh my
cases.
God, those clamshells, man! Those things
Yeah.
were freaking huge and poofy. Why do they need to be so dang poofy?
Don't know.
I don't know, man. But no, it's so yeah, I grew up with this movie pretty early on because it was a car horror movie and I guess that's the reason why Dad let me watch it, was because it's not overly violent, but man, they dropped the F bomb a lot in this movie.
Yeah, they did because they're like the movie's not violent, just throw in F bombs.
Yeah, they were scared to get a PG rating because this was still early enough to not there was no PG-13.
Yeah.
And because there's violence but not graphic violence, they were like, well, we're just going to have to drop the F bomb like 20 times in this movie to get it through people's head that this isn't a PG movie. And then they got in trouble because they put too many F
Yeah, because
bombs
then everyone
in it.
started like, "Oh, this is just filthy. How dare they?"
They got super criticized for the overuse of the
That's
F
what you get
word.
offended about, not about teenagers getting ran over by a car that's on fire.
Not a car sold by Satan.
Yeah,
No.
that's right. Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar boat. Like my dad's never been big in horror, but this, Alien, Jaws, Predator, those were all ones that he introduced to me. Because this one would have came out, I think, in his senior year. So I
Yeah.
get why it's impactful to him.
And that was it. When I say horror, like Dad watched Predator, Dad watched Aliens. I have a hard time classifying those movies like specifically in a horror genre,
Yeah, because they
even though
blend.
they do. I mean, yeah, they're more violent than most movies, but I'm talking like Dad just. I could go ask him right now and go, "What's all the Friday the 13th movies you watched?" And he goes, "Is that the dude in the hockey mask or the one with the glove?" And I'd be like, "Hockey mask." He's gonna be like, "I watched maybe two of them on
Yeah.
TV, you know, in not paying attention to it, because that's literally how much my dad cares about that stuff."
And then like the other thing with this one too, this is the sixth Stephen King adaptation before the book had even came out. It's the 6th Stephen King movie.
Yeah,
That
I was.
name is undeniably powerful even back then. You're talking
Well,
about a man that's now sold 350 million books.
well, to that credit, this movie went on without a book
Yeah,
at first. I mean, that's
it was
insane to
in
think
its
about now.
manuscript like
Yeah.
stages, and like it's insane too when you look at like the 80s of who was directing Stephen King adaptations. You've got Brian De Palma, George
Hmm.
Romero, David Cronenberg, John Carpenter, Rob Reiner, like nothing but heavy hitters.
Oh, who did The Shining? I
It
mean,
was Stanley Kubrick.
yeah, so you had Kubrick that did that. I mean, these are top tier guys, and I mean, and you're talking Stephen King with John Carpenter at the helm. I mean, come on,
Yeah, and
Carpenter.
this is like the best time for Carpenter because it's directly after The Thing, which was
Mhm.
sadly another bomb for him because the world was not ready for The Thing.
All you people that are like, we want something new. We've been given new, and you screwed it up. Okay,
1982 was just not prepared for such violence and carnage on screen.
no, no, it wasn't. But I think it comes down to movie studios didn't know how to market those movies. How do you market an isolation movie in the Antarctica?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
And
how
Kurt
do
Russell
you?
is not exactly a selling star power that he is now, you know?
Well, he was for Disney, for family
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. Not
I mean, you're
for
talking the kid that
after Escape from New York and now this, and then even Big Trouble in Little China was a bomb. Like,
yeah. No, it was hard. I mean, there's a whole generation that he's the computer that wore tennis shoes, not Snake Plissken.
yeah.
Not any, not McCready. That's who he is to me, and always will be. He is those characters from John Carpenter. You know, but when this stuff was out in theater, people didn't know how to
Yeah,
accept
all
it
this
or
stuff
what to
found
do with
second
it.
life when it became to VHS because that's when the home theater or the home rental store started to pop up, you know, the mom and pop
Yeah,
places, and you could afford to rent them instead of purchasing what $80 for a VHS tape.
God, it was crazy. I remember those days where it was like $80-$90 for a VHS.
Especially like remember when they would start to go down and they would have sticker after sticker,
Yep,
you know,
there
marking it
would be
down.
like a literal stack of just all these different prices of stickers on there. And I mean,
And
it's really weird to look at it today that you can go get the same VHS for 25 cents,
oh yeah, and
depending
it's
on where you're
super
going.
weird to remember the awkward transition when stores would have VHS and like one section of DVDs.
Yep. No, I
You know?
remember that. I mean, yeah, Blockbuster was even like that because I mean that when I
Oh
was
yeah,
up,
even Blockbuster did not have much in the DVD section at all. Because I
yeah,
remember when
because
we got our DVD player, we had like the Patriot and I think Hollow Man. Like there really wasn't much at that time.
Patriot was actually like my second or third DVD. My first one was Eraser. Just still got it. But yeah, it was when I was already in Ohio that I got DVD, and then you're like, okay, uh, I want to go rewatch all of my movies that I already own, but
Oh
on
yeah, yeah. Because
DVD.
now when we get to see them in these like crystal clear picture,
Yeah,
which
that was high def for us.
speaking of, I watched the 4K of
Oh, did you?
Christine. It is gorgeous. Like
I
it took my breath away of how beautiful and how much love was taken into that transfer. That this weekend I need to go hunt down like a physical copy of it. I
well,
couldn't believe how great it was.
well then I need to go get one because I still have just a regular DVD copy of this, and that's what I put in. It's like it's what I got, but again, it's such a crapshoot with is it going to be a good transfer or is it going to be okay? It
Yeah,
says HD on the DVD, but the quality's still VHS quality.
yeah.
You
No,
know that
this was you could tell frame by frame that they poured love into it, and I was just so happy by the time the credits roll. I was like, I can't believe how incredible this turned out.
but
Like for how old this movie is from 1983, so impressive.
It was one of the things though with John Carpenter was he shot beautiful movies.
Yeah, like he knew how to shoot a movie, and
He,
like
he
everything he's made still holds up.
I think so. I mean, even as far as some of his like, I mean, even grittier than Escape from New York is when you get into the stuff like Assault on Precinct 13. You know, those are some
Yeah,
really dark, gritty movies on the visuals, and to see him now in this higher def, you're like, man, it still holds up. He was one of those that wasn't trying to hide things with how he filmed it. He was filming the mood. He filmed it to set, you know, it was the film itself is another character in the movie. You know, the light stuff is light when it needs to be, and then the dark stuff is dark, and then like the scene with Christine on fire going down the road. I don't care what version you see of that, it is gorgeous from
oh yeah.
VHS on. You know, it's the most iconic scene
I
in the
was gonna say
movie
it's a
too.
reason why it's so iconic.
Yeah.
Even like his movies like They Live or Prince of Darkness, like every single one of them, when they get transferred over, it's like, yep, still this just looks fantastic. The opening shot to Christine has this beautiful like brown tone to it to kind of
Mhm.
reflect the 1950s, and that's all filmed in like an empty abandoned warehouse. That wasn't an actual like car lot, but it felt like it was in Detroit, you know?
Yeah. Well, and it was just a way to make Christine pop off the screen. That
Oh yeah,
red
definitely that red.
had to, I mean, that red had to be vibrant in VHS era movie going. And I mean, hell, it's not even VHS era when this was made. It's film. We're still at the point where what's VHS almost, you know, that might have been
Yeah,
starting, but they still made movies to be seen in drive-ins and theaters and stuff like that. It it's gorgeous, and
the
it's one of the reasons this movie still stands the test of time.
oh, absolutely. Do we want to get into the three sentence synopsis and then go into break?
Let's see where are we at. Let's do it. We can do three sentence synopsis, and then let's do the budget and stuff like that. Let's talk a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah, let's
about
do
that,
that.
and then
Because I feel
before
like
we
there's a
kind of
lot of nostalgia to talk about with this and
yeah
how we relate to it.
we kind of jumped the gun on that, but you know what? That's what we do. There's no time limit on what we do here, so
None at
let's
all.
do Nate's newly patented three sentence synopsis.
One possessed beauty. The wheels of death keep spinning. This is a love story from hell.
Yeah, pretty much is. I mean, this is a straight up love story. This is, you know, this is the movie you take your girl to. This is, you know, it's like we're gonna go watch a romantic movie. Let's
Yeah,
go.
this is it on Valentine's Day at the drive-in.
Yep. And you go watch Christine. That's
Yep.
exactly what I would do on that. Nate, hit us up with some numbers. All those
Yeah.
number hungry people out there are just on the edge of their seat wanting to know the stuff only Nate knows because
And
he
no
looked
one
it up
else
on
can ever get
IMDb.
this information from anywhere else. Only I. I do a lot of digging. So, obviously, John Carpenter, this is his ninth film total, but that's including TV films, the stuff before Halloween. This is actually
Yeah.
his fourth film after Halloween. So, he's not in a career rut or anything like this. We're getting prime Carpenter. But, you know, the thing was a box office bust, and
Hmm.
it was kind of one of those he needed work to do. So he didn't write this like some of his other work, but this had a budget of 9.7 million, and it opening weekend it grossed 3.4 million, and worldwide it made 21 million. So this was something he needed. This was a
He
win for
needed
him.
this.
Yeah.
This was a big win. Now, as we say, he needed a big win. Halloween was a box office success. Like
Smash. Yeah.
smash, powerful. It held the record till Blair Witch, I think, came out, something like that
For
for
like
independent,
lowest, yeah.
lowest budget, highest
And
return.
sadly, like he didn't like get anything from that because of how the rights all worked out back
Yep,
in the day. Yeah.
yep. So when we say this is a big win he needed, he did. He needed this win to say, "Hey, people still want to see my style of movie making." Even though he does kind of end up falling back on his face later on in the '80s when we get Halloween 2 and a handful of others that again he was ahead of his time. Production the studios didn't know really how to market him, because it was like, "Oh, you had a hit with Halloween, make more of that." And he's like, "I only wanted to make that. I want to go to the
Yeah.
next
He didn't
thing."
even want to make Halloween 2. It was just
No,
like, here's some money. He's like, okay, we'll see what we can make it happen.
right. But it was just one of those things that I still, to this day, it was like they didn't know how to utilize him. He was beyond what anyone was prepared for.
And
And we
it
look
like kind of followed him with Escape from LA, Vampires, Ghost of Mars, like
I love
everything.
vampires.
Oh,
I lo-
Vampires
I
is
l-
awesome.
I love James Woods, man.
That's actually a documentary of James Woods hunting down
That
vampires.
that is such a fun favorite watch, and I actually popped in Ghosts of Mars this year just because I was like, I want to watch something. It was originally supposed to be a Snake Plissken movie, but they just decided to just make it its own standalone. That movie's funner than people remember, I think. I
I
really
say
feel
I remember watching it when it came out, being highly disappointed, and I haven't seen it since. So I
I
need to go
think
back. I've been wanting
I
to go back because of realizing the cast of who's in that and kind of what he was probably once again ahead of time, and we were just all too dumb.
well, I'll tell you what. This will be a show first. It's on the list now. We're
We'll throw
that
it on the
is
list. Yeah.
that is going to be a movie we do within a few episodes. Let's say that because we have some stuff lined up getting ready to happen that we can't bump too many things
Yeah, we
on our
can't
schedule.
really, but down the line. I mean, he's always been like a very open and honest person, which I have so much respect for.
Yeah.
And he said, I've read an interview with him before where he's like, I'd like to do another movie, but he's like, honestly, I just like watching basketball and playing video games. So if you can get me away from playing video games, I might be able to make one more.
I mean, I can't fault him for that. I
No.
really can't. But I'm also like, man, I feel cheated almost sometimes because of the great he's considered one of the greats. You
Yeah.
know, the movies that we all look at now and go, "This is fantastic. How did people not spend thousands and millions of dollars to go watch?" We can look at that now. That's that whole hindsight's 2020 kind of thing. But it's like I feel like the generations before us screwed us over. It's like you should have went and saw more of his movies. You should have saw what he was trying to do, so we could have got more Carpenter. I could have got
Well,
Snake Plissken on like 4 or 5 more sequels.
yeah, we should have by all means. Even his music talent we haven't even talked about is
Oh
incredible.
God,
His
yeah.
musical score abilities. He put out an album last year called Lost Themes 3, which is basically like he's got these lost theme albums that are songs that could fit to movies but are not.
Hmm.
And they're fantastic. Like everyone go look up the song Skeleton. It is classic Carpenter, and I believe it's like his grandson scores them with him. They're great. They are fantastic albums. I listen to them all the time. Cannot recommend them enough.
Let's do an independent movie and see what the rights cost. Be like, let's get back to the roots.
Yes.
Come on, John. Let's just help us out here. We need that it's Halloween, but it's not Halloween. I want a mix of a little bit of Christine in there. Give me a sprinkling of the thing, and then Snake Plissken going, yeah. That's that. Give me that. Give me that soundtrack. Give me that. That's what I want.
Snake Plissken type will be our hero.
Dude, I could do a year's worth of shows just on John Carpenter movies.
Oh yeah,
I could.
definitely.
I mean, everyone laughs at some of the ones. Like I actually revisited. I do. I go through a John Carpenter stint, and I have quite a few of the movies. And I watched Escape from New York. I had Anthony watch it with me. And it was like, there's nothing wrong with this movie. He can
Oh,
watch it.
there's really nothing in that movie. No.
No. And we're watching, and he's like, "Ah, that was actually really cool." And I was like, "That's kind of badass." So I was like, "There's another one." And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's watch this." I hadn't watched it in a
I
while.
haven't seen that one in a long time either.
So I popped in Escape from LA and I'm like, "Okay, you know, most pop culture when and I know it's a movie about Christine, but we're talking about Escape from New York, but I don't
It's
care.
all related.
The vision that a lot of people have of Snake Plissken, which is that long trench coat, this kind of a
Holding
badass
an
kind of,
Uzi.
yeah, there's a certain shirt he's wearing. That's the one from Escape from LA, not Escape from New York.
But just like
So,
with Christine, it's our nostalgia and the way that we
yeah,
remember stuff that we haven't seen in so long.
and honestly, eliminate the surfing scene, the movie's still really freaking good. I was enjoying every bit of tongue in cheek slaps. Bruce freaking Campbell is in the movie. Okay? Bruce Campbell's in the movie.
If you get Bruce in it, it's already good.
It's good. You know what Christine 2 needs?
I
Bruce
take
Campbell.
that back. From Dusk Till Dawn 2 is terrible.
But he's not in it throughout.
No, but that movie is really bad.
It is really bad. It is really bad. Back to Christine. We've digressed off of, on. Well, it's John Carpenter talk, so it fits.
Yeah, like
It's
I said,
fine.
it fits.
There's no problem talking about John Carpenter. Um, no, this is. God, I love this movie. I just really do, man. That's why I picked it. This is
why it's the birthday episode.
yeah. This is like what is my favorite horror movie? Christine. That is my one true answer. I can't even answer that with action. I really can't. Yes, I picked Highlander as my birthday episode for it because I got to pick. Is it my one true favorite action movie? I can't answer that question. I literally can't answer it because I don't know what my one true favorite action movie is. Horror, Christine. Period.
Easy enough.
Yeah. So,
That's what's for you. I gotta think on that one.
well,
Do
you
you
can. Yeah.
do you
I'm not
have
saying
like
we gotta have that answer.
This is probably then your favorite Stephen King movie.
Okay. It's probably tied if we're talking Stephen King. And it's going to be controversial, but I absolutely love Maximum Overdrive.
I was gonna say it's gonna be Maximum Overdrive. I knew it.
That movie is everything a teenage boy wanted to watch on the big screen. Was vehicles coming to life, killing people, rockin' soundtrack from AC/DC. What could go? You had the dude
An
from Mighty
ATM
Ducks,
calling you
and
an asshole.
a kid got run over by a steamroller. A dude got hit by pop cans. Come on. That movie had everything an adolescent boy wanted.
The
And
Green
Stephen King
Goblin.
was Marvel, the Green Goblin's face chasing people down. And as we find out as we got older, it was a coked out of his mind Stephen King, which I'm sorry makes the movie even better to me.
Yeah, I love that he doesn't even remember like making it because he was so coked out of his mind.
He's like, yeah, I've heard it's a movie I've done. It's also the last movie. It's the first and last movie I did. I was like,
because no one can make a Stephen King movie right, so I'm gonna do it myself. Okay, so that happened. What a weird fever dream.
Stephen King can't make a Stephen King movie right. But no, I mean, that is, and I like a lot of his other movies, and I like a lot of the other movies that sometimes people kind of look down on. I like that one. And the name of it's, I can't remember it, but it had the guys that go to a cabin. Uh, it's like
Dreamcatcher?
Dreamcatcher.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
it
got
is.
Brody in it from Mallrats.
Brody and the guy that played Punisher, Thomas Jane.
Yep,
And all these other
like
guys.
Morgan Freeman's in that one too. That one was a good one. I liked it.
I really enjoyed that movie. And it's another one that people just go, that wasn't that good. I don't, why did you like it? I was like, because it was different. It really
I
was.
really
Yes.
enjoyed Secret Window, and that's one that people seem to hate. And I'm like, I don't know. Johnny Depp was awesome in it. Gave a great performance.
Look, people are going to like what they like. People are going to not like what they don't like. And who are we to say yay or nay? I am not a movie critic. I host a movie podcast to tell people about movies I either like or I didn't like. But I can't tell you to like it or not like it.
No. I mean, mine's are like classic ones. Like, The Shining to me is like the epitome of horror. Like, I just cannot say enough great things about The Shining. The Dead Zone is another fantastic one.
I like
1408.
Dead Zone. I need to rewatch 1408. Jackie rented it, I think, not long after it came out. But go back to your Shining. We just watched that again this year because Anthony wanted to watch it. And so I was like, sure, I haven't watched this in forever, so let's watch The Shining. I was bored out of my mind.
Oh, no.
Bored out of my mind. And then the only time that my heart rate raised up was when I forgot there's a full frontal nudity shot with Anthony watching the movie. And then she turns into a skeleton. And I was like,
Yep.
okay, that boner's gone, and that will scare him for life. I think I even talked about
now
that
he
with
will never.
Sludge.
We've talked about this before.
We have. But I don't know if I said it then, but I was like, I was bored watching the movie.
Like, I've always liked The Shining. When I finally got to see it in theaters, that's when it was like, yep, there's a reason why. Because, like, getting to see it on film, getting to hear that soundtrack in a movie theater is so haunting. The performances, the shots, like, everything about it is just perfection to me.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm not saying it was done poorly. I'm not saying anything other than
It just wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me.
The sequel that just came out, Dr. Sleep, is fantastic. It's like 3 hours long, but it's about Danny 3 hours or 30 years later, and it's really good too. Like, it has no right to be as good as it is.
We have it. We just haven't watched it yet. It's been one of those, like, okay, I think we got it like a 2-pack. So Jackie bought The Shining, and then it was Dr. Sleep was like included with it.
Yeah.
And so we haven't watched it yet or anything like that. I'm not, and again, not saying I won't watch it. Not saying 20 years from now I don't try to watch The Shining again, but you know, you hear people talk about this fantastic movie, and sure, it probably is. But you know what I'd rather watch? A car that's on fire
Christine.
running down the road, running people over.
That has teeth in the grill.
Yeah. Oh, God, I love this. All right, man. Let's go ahead and do our commercial break real quick, and when we get back, let's actually talk about the movie this time. You want to talk? We'll talk about the movie next time. So, all right, everybody, we'll be right back. Here are our commercials.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his times in the territories with PG-13 to his times in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Available now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all major podcast formats.
Welcome to the Monster Movie Stomp Down, where twice a month we review monster movies from all corners of the planet. Join me, Sludge.
I went to watch it the other night, and she's like, "Why are you watching this? You can quote this movie line for line." Like, that's very accurate.
My co-host, Mark.
Don't ask me to do a stomp down on this because it's 0. Okay, dude.
Ruben, what's your stomp down rate?
And our brother from Texas, Ruben.
It's just, I'm like, wait a minute. They tricked me into watching this.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
As we give you the history, our review, and the stomp down rating of some of the best and worst monster movies around. Available through the Podbean app, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Amazon. Make sure and check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Just how drunk are we gonna get?
Welcome to Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, where each month we drink finely crafted brews while watching terrible films in order to see just how drunk you have to get to enjoy them. So tune in and join Troy.
Kill more Kreitz.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Dave.
I have the weirdest boner.
and peat. IPAs are ales, meaning they are bottom fermented. Excuse me, they are top fermented. I that up. Try that again. As we drag Kathleen,
Hear me.
kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good beer, bad movie night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
All right, we're back.
We back.
We got them pesky commercials out of the way now. Now we are free to talk about the movie Christine that we've danced around for 30 minutes about.
But you got to hear about us gush about a bunch of stuff that we love.
we have kept it somewhat on track. It's Stephen King talk, John Carpenter talk, and all that fits with Christine.
Yep.
So, but now
This
we're gonna
movie opens up with a beautiful purr.
Oh God.
I'm not even a car guy, and that purr is just to die for.
Well, not only that, but we get thrown into like good old classic rock and roll.
George Thorogood.
Yes. And you're watching, we all, at least my generation, a little bit of Nate, we knew what like the car industry was like back in the day, when Detroit was pumping out these land yachts. They were works of art that were rolling off of the assembly lines. And I think it's one of the reasons why my dad liked this movie so much. And a story that I don't know why he never told me this till I think like a couple years ago was we were talking about Christine, because it is one of the few movies that we've talked about that's horror. And he's like, yeah, your grandma drove one. And I'm like, wait,
Whoa.
what? He was like, well, it's my grandma, so it'd be your great grandma. I'm like, okay, because I was like, I don't remember my grandma, which I didn't see them a whole lot. They lived in New York, so it was only when they traveled down. And my dad is a product of much older parents. So
Okay.
he was very, they were older when he was born. So, but yeah, his grandmother drove a Plymouth Fury. The
Which explains
1958.
why great granny had all those hit and runs on her license, right?
So yes, not so much. I don't know if there's actual hit and runs, but the story Dad likes to tell me was they changed the speed limit on one of the main roads that she traveled every day, and they lowered it. She didn't care.
Yeah.
She's like, I've driven on this road this fast for this long. I'm going to keep doing it. And had amassed quite a few speeding tickets. And even when they, took license away a couple times, she kept driving.
It wasn't her, it was the car.
Yeah. And then Dad told me when he went back up, when my grandfather passed, they had to go up and settle everything in New York. He went up to the old garage and he goes, the car's still sitting there. And I'm like, why are we not in a flatbed on our way to New York?
Instantly, yeah. Let's hit the road now.
He goes, it's buried in dirt. It's been sitting there so long. The building was about to fall down on it. He goes, the main reason we didn't was he went over and popped the hood and someone had already taken out the engine. Everything iconic about it, so much was destroyed on the car. Even though it was covered, it was still getting wet, and it was just beyond salvaging. And I think he does kind of kick himself a little bit for not like taking some kind of small piece off of it, just to say we have a piece of the car. But your dad was dealing with funeral arrangements and getting the house
different other stuff is hitting you at that point.
It was like that. It's fine, but the story now of that makes so much more sense why Dad was drawn to this particular movie. We watched Maximum Overdrive, because it was badass. And,
because it's just cool.
Crashes and explosions, and it was, it's the perfect action horror movie. But for Dad to be like, we're going to watch a movie about a possessed car, and it's a love story. But I'm also like realizing my dad's watching it going, I grew up seeing that car all the
Yeah.
time. And I'm like, that's really cool. So I have additional nostalgia I didn't even realize I had because of my dad's, so it's just it just makes the movie even more important to me, to the fact that for Christmas this year, mom got me a diecast Christine, uh basically like a Hot Wheel, and Jackie and I had found the model at Walmart, that you put together Walmart model of Christine. And I'm like, yeah, this is
That needs to go
this
in
is
the
the
shop.
movie. Yeah, this is going in the shop. It's on the shelf. I'll share pictures of it later, but it's not put together. It's just the box right
The
now.
box is sweet though.
Yeah, the box is the movie art. So it's like I can't make it look like that. I'll build it and set it on fire, I guess. That'll be the
Yeah.
closest I could get to
With our
movie
super
accurate.
soaker flamethrower that you build.
Yeah, there you go. Nice little callback. And I mean, I love this movie so much. I'm in like a fan club on Facebook about it. That the only thing in there is people like sharing pictures of either their replicas. Some guy shared production photos that his mom had took because she was like an extra for a day. So there was
Oh,
like
that's
these,
sweet.
yeah. So there's
Behind the scene look.
and they were pictures that no one had ever seen. The problem is it's just different angles of the car that everyone knows, so it wasn't like John Carpenter sitting in it driving
Yeah.
it or something. It was just, hey, look at all these cool pictures my mom took. And it was like different little, angles of the car, but it was still like it's still Christine. And there was like 28 of those that were used for the movie. So it's like
And
one of them
only
was
2
probably on
survived.
screen, only two, and one is sold for $146,000,
Yeah, I know it was like
something
100
like
some
that.
thousand.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
up there.
I've seen a replica of it at a convention.
So
I
have I.
I don't think the two the surviving ones have ever been on public display as far as I could find.
I don't think that. I think it's in private collections, obviously,
Yeah,
because
it's
of the
one of
value.
those like Jerry Seinfeld probably owns it, or something like that with
I
his
don't know. It's
900
probably be like
cars.
Leno or one of those guys. Actually,
Yeah,
to be honest, it's probably some kind of like Iranian prince
that we don't
owns.
even know.
He had like a bootleg VHS copy growing up, and it was, what was that in Tropic Thunder? They only have the one VHS copy
Of
of Ben
Simple Jack.
Stiller's Simple Jack. It's like, we watched this movie, y'all, and it's the only movie we own. And that's what this guy was like. I grew up with only Christine on a camcorder recorded in the theater version
And it
of
was
the
the
movie.
greatest thing ever.
He loved it. He had to own the car for, from the movie, so he paid all that money for it. But I've been to car shows, they've always got the replicas of them, and it's so weird that I'll go to a car show with dad, and you have to remember that that car comes in other colors. I've
Yeah,
seen
like
it in
that car I
yellow.
don't think even originally came in red off the line. I think
I
that's a
don't know.
custom job.
I didn't look that up, but it's like I've seen them in black, I've seen yellow, I've seen white, but most all other ones are red. And it's iconic. It's just flash a picture up, boom, Christine.
And it's
I know what it is.
iconic
It's as
because of Stephen King going, this car did not get the respect it deserved. I'm going to, pay love to it.
yeah. I mean, I
He
didn't
was like,
grow up in
everyone
the
loves the Thunderbird, but no one loves the Plymouth Fury.
yeah.
And then after this comes out, everyone needs one.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Look at, a lot of the iconic cars that we grew up with watching as kids, the General Lee, the A-Team van. You would think you could go to any place, anywhere, and go buy a Chevy van or GMC van that should be the A-Team van. You want to know how hard that is?
It's extremely hard.
It's extremely hard. One, because it's a very specific size van and optioned out. Two, was that stupid cash for clunkers crap that people went and gave their
Got rid
cars
of
away
all
for
their
a few
stuff. Yep.
$100 to be crushed up, and we lost so many vehicles that now everyone wants.
I mean, every kid growing up wanted a DeLorean because of Back to the Future.
Yeah, and that was already a rare enough car as it was,
Exactly.
and it was a crappy car.
Yeah, it wasn't even a good vehicle.
No, there's a reason it doesn't exist anymore. It was crap.
It does crack
Sometimes
me
maybe
up.
good, sometimes maybe shit. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
It cracks me up that Arnie's first car is this vehicle, and he buys it for $250.
I love it.
And
Do you know who the old man is from? Did you
he
recognize him from
looks
anything
so
else?
familiar, but I didn't know his name, so I was like, I don't even know who to look up, truthfully.
He is the old man neighbor in Home Alone.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, the
I
one
didn't know
Kevin
that.
kept thinking was a murderer,
Yeah.
and he's out there spreading
Yeah, that makes sense even
spreading
further.
salt. So now when I watch Home Alone, I'm just waiting for him to call Kevin a shitter because he calls everyone a shitter in this movie. I was like,
Everyone is a shitter in the world.
just shitters, just shitters. And I was like, was that a thing? Was that a saying they said back in the day? Everyone's a
In
shitter.
1978, yes.
Because I've worked on construction sites, and that's a totally different thing. That's a literal porta potty. That's the
Yeah,
shitter.
that's where you got to go.
But yeah, he was the old man in Home Alone.
Nice. Now the $250 in 1978 to today's money is $1,069. I had to look it up. My first car did cost me $1,000, so I guess it checks out.
My first car was, well, let's see. The first
Yeah,
car.
what was yours?
Okay, so I have a first vehicle that Dad got me, and it was an S10, like an 85 or 86 S10.
Nice.
The first vehicle I paid money for was a 1986 Chevy Celebrity Eurosport, and I bought it off my uncle for $500. And it had rust spots in it. It still ran good. The rims didn't look great. He took care of it, but the body was showing age. Dad and I worked on that a summer, repainted it, cleaned up everything to the point that when my uncle came back from, because this is the uncle that lived in Ohio, when they came in to visit and I had driven it to the granny's house where we were all getting together, he's like, you could see in his face, like, what did I give away?
Oh,
he's like,
he was like, oh, give it
he's
back.
like, I only charged like $500, and it looks like it did probably when he bought it, because Dad's a mechanic. My dad was a body man. That's my dad owned a 58 Plymouth Fury for like a week because he bought it for $50 at a dealership he used to work for as a kid, and they would bring in the trade-ins. And he would get to pick through all the trade-ins. And he's like, I had so many of these classic cars now that are worth $50, $60, $100,000. He goes, I'd run through them in a month and crash them or rip a motor out and put
And
it
like,
in
oh, I'm
something
gonna
else.
Frankenstein this to be another vehicle.
Look, Dan knows better than most what my dad's like, but Dad can't leave anything alone. I left a van with him for a summer, and it came back cut 4 feet out of it and a pickup bed added to the back. So that's my dad in a nutshell, and he's been like that since a teenager. So Arnie would have loved it. He would have loved Darnell's. He would have hung out at Darnell's all the time trying to put things together.
To actually put things together with Darnell's like spare pieces that are just lying around.
I love how Darnell was such an asshole in this
was.
movie.
My first vehicle was the type that you would think Arnie would have had. It was a 91 Dodge Spirit.
Oh, I know the Spirits.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
was expecting like Toyota Corolla or something.
No, I bought that
That's
thing in 2006. So that car was 15 years old compared to Christine being 20 years old. My car's name was Buttercup. Nowhere near as beautiful. And she would have not turned me into a confident person because I know this, because she did not do that. Every time it rained, it flooded in the passenger floorboard. I had a little pond. Yeah, that car was a piece of work that did not make it past a year of owning it before I had to get another vehicle.
That's hilarious. Also very depressing because you're like, I bought it in 2006. And I'm like, Jesus, man, I had a mortgage in 2006.
I was 18.
Anthony was born in 2006. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You're a baby. God. Where's old man Dan? He makes me feel better about this shit.
He's dying of COVID right now.
He's dying of COVID right now. What movie are we doing tonight? We're not. Oh,
Charlie,
good.
I can see Dan Aykroyd. He's in my living room.
Oh, poor Dan. We're all praying for you, buddy. We hope you pull through. Even if someone's listening to this months later, we're still hoping.
We're still really pulling through for you, Dan.
It's 2025 right now. Come on, Dan. You got
this.
Oh, man. And this movie started out, and I guess it's one of the reasons why I guess for a long time remembered it being bloodier than it was it like almost chops off a dude's hand right off the bat.
Right at the beginning is like one of my worst fears is a hood.
The hood
falling onto my hand. Yeah, like, oh God. Scared of that happening. Even
Yeah,
today, when I have to check the vehicle every morning, I'm like, oh, it's going to happen.
There's some of them had hood rods, some of them just had really stiff springs, but you would hope a new car would do it. But I was like, I'm watching it again last night going, he still has his fingers. That seems like a missed opportunity to me. It's like they should have at least bandaged over and had a lot more blood involved.
You could have had some digits on the ground,
Yeah. And then, it asphyxiates the other guy because he's smoking inside of it. It's like,
that's
the
one
car's
of the other things. In my memory of this movie, I felt like I remember the inside glowing all the time. And it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Like, I really felt, I was like, oh yeah, every time Christine's about to kill, it's like the whole inside illuminates. It's like, no, it's the drive-in scene is where it really happens.
The drive-in scene is where it like gets intensely hot in there, where she's trying to kill the new girlfriend, which is a whole there's the love story part. It's a love triangle between Arnie and Christine Lee, but who cares about the romance part? The romance part was between Arnie and the car. But let's talk a little bit more about. I took some notes. So what some people may not know is Charlie now has a notebook. So Charlie's keeping like accurate notes of movies and everything he does when he watches them.
He's doing what Nate has been doing, but he's making way better doodles.
I have pretty cool doodles, and Nate started in a notebook, and I went and got a journal. So mine's kind of cool.
Yeah, his is a little bit better. He got the upgraded model.
I was like, I told Nate, I stole your idea, and here's what I'm doing, and he's like, damn you stealing my idea. But one question I had in this movie, the biggest question I have in this movie, why does Buddy look like he's 37 in high school?
He is John Travolta with sideburns.
Oh my God, he is. He is John Travolta with sideburns.
And he's John Travolta 1995.
So Broken Arrow, is that the version?
Yeah, that's the era of John Travolta that you get playing a high schooler. That guy has not done anything else, whoever played him.
No, but I did look it up because I remembered we were talking about the girl in Cellar Dweller where I was like, she looks 43, and she was actually 43 when she was filming the thing. He's only 2 years older than Arnie.
Arnie's like in his early 20s in this.
Yeah, so it's Keith Gordon. Buddy's only 2 years older than him. But the way they look side by side, especially in the shop class, you're just like, why is Buddy even there? He could be teaching the class. It's
Buddy should have been like in some sort of 80s action movie. That's kind of feels like a missed opportunity. He has like the look. He just has that look of he could be an 80s villain.
Well,
in an action movie.
I think that's what it is he just has that trope that, he's got to look like that greaser kind of feel, but even like Arnie's Buddy looks the right age. He pulls off being a jock. He pulls off all this other stuff. Dennis, I like Dennis's character in this, even though he's a bit naive as it goes through.
It is, but like I really appreciate Arnie and Dennis's friendship, and that's what like really broke my heart now watching it as an adult, was seeing Arnie is just a tragic victim in all this, and Dennis loses his friend because by
Yeah.
all means there are two um social cliques or whatever you want to say. Arnie being the nerd, Dennis
Hmm.
being like the star wide receiver on the football team. Like
Yeah.
those two should
He's
not
one of
be
the
friends, but
jocks.
they clearly have been friends since they were children
Hmm.
and grown up together. And Dennis has not like turned his back on him. He still hangs out with the jocks and Arnie. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he doesn't like try to like sideline him or anything like that. Even to the point where he was originally after Lee, and when he finds out that Arnie is the one that is now seeing Lee, he doesn't like take it out on him or anything like that. Like
No,
Dennis
and
is a good friend.
that's one of the things they changed from the book was there was supposed to be this whole thing about Lee and Dennis kind of
Yeah.
having a little fling when Arnie got way too involved with Christine. But I'm glad they didn't go that route. I like how
Yeah,
this one
there's
works better.
stuff that they did to their advantage. Like in the book, Christine is possessed by the previous owner, which
Yeah.
they mention in this book where he died in it and his wife died and his kid died because he had went through the same thing, but then he's the one possessing Christine. And this one's just
Yeah.
like, nope, it's just an evil car.
It's
Save you
sold by
time.
Satan. Sold
Yeah.
by Satan. Body by Plymouth, sold by Satan. That's I think I prefer that. Although you can tell that I think that they were leaving themselves some room if they as they filmed to go back that way just because of how Arnie is almost like transforming into someone else. And it's
And
not
that's
Christine.
another thing too, where I'm surprised at how long it was. Like this is 2 hours long.
Oh
And I
yeah.
don't remember that.
Well, it
And
doesn't
it's like
feel
you
that
could
way.
have added an additional half hour of Arnie turning bad. Like once he's with Lee, she's instantly like, "Oh no, it's you always are about that car." It's like, "Oh, you could have had that with some extra scenes of him showing the car more attention than her." It just
I
kind
I
of happens, you know?
I feel like even for a 2-hour movie, that whole segment's rushed. Like we basically get the drive-in scene, and then it's immediately he's over obsessed with the car.
Yeah.
Because he's like straight up making out with Lee. Lee is his focus, and then nope, it's all Christine now.
Yeah, the
I feel
windshield
like
wiper breaks and he's like, "Oh, nope, I got to quit. I got to
that
focus on this."
I feel like could have been because it's like when she starts choking, he's yelling at the guy, "Get your hands off of her."
Yeah.
Which is what he starts screaming about Christine later on in the movie. And that was one thing I did like, and I did read that he treated when Keith was doing the role, he treated Christine as a woman.
Yeah,
So
like
it's no
every
longer a
time he's
car.
talking to her or touching her, he's treating it as if it is a woman, not the vehicle, like which just
Right.
adds to the I guess like this movie could be played so cheeky, tongue in cheek, stupid, but it doesn't. It takes itself very seriously,
Hmm.
and it's because of the performances, and it's because of John Carpenter's direction of like, no, this is a horror drama, is the way I saw it when it was all said and done.
Oh, absolutely. I believe that's probably a great way to look at it is, you know, and I know we've talked about it, but if you look at like Maximum Overdrive, that's a very tongue in cheek,
Yeah,
fun, zany, just anything could happen. It's like this just happened. Guess what? We're going to go even further, and a freaking little half Jeep with a 50 cal is going to come running up and
start
blow
shooting
bullets.
everyone. Yeah.
you know,
Or like this one, like you start to see Christine get revenge on the bullies and like seeing Arnie's transformation into a James Dean rebel without a cause type character because he starts to wear all red and then he starts to wear all black. Like
mhm.
and as he's being a douche, like I couldn't fully hate him because it's like he's just a victim.
No, oh, he is the total victim in this. There
Yeah.
is nothing that
He
you
says
look
some
at
terrible, horrible things, does terrible things, but it's like that's not him.
it. It's one of those things where they did try to go back to the old man that sold it to him when Dennis goes to talk to him about Christine. That the old man knew exactly what Christine was, but it was one of those things like it was I think the only way he could even get any kind of peace
Just to get away
from
from
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And even
because
Darnell is like, huh, that car looks familiar. I knew a guy that once blew his brains out in one of those vehicles.
right, and that was another thing that has been questioned is why Christine killed Darnell. And I'm sitting there like because he just watched it roll right back into
Yeah, like he
the
saw too
garage
much. And
with
Christine went, oh, he knows.
yeah, and she's all messed up, was on fire, and it's like, how is she gonna fix herself before Arnie sees it? This dude's gots to go. you
Yeah.
It's I was like, yeah, it's I did love the way she felt alive. I mean, that's hard to do.
It
This is an
really is, and
inanimate
they do.
object.
And like when you see the bullies like destroy her, I mean absolutely
Oh my god.
pound that vehicle. It is just rough because you're like, no, don't stop.
Oh, my heart's breaking. You're like, especially
That's a
now.
classic. And then
Like, you
yeah,
know how
especially
much that
now.
windshield is? Do you know how hard it is to get that trim? They had 28 cars. They were like, "Go nuts, guys." And I'm sitting here going, "I don't know where 28 of these are right now, so please don't
Please
hit
stop
that.
it. And
Stop
like
it."
you just keep on breaking them.
Yeah, and it was perfect because I didn't do a whole lot of drops for this, but one of my favorite scenes slash drop is right after they destroy the car and Arnie comes back and he yells at Lee and runs her off. And he's standing in front of Christine and he starts to hear little things about the car start moving. He doesn't see anything, but he hears it and he turns around and I'm going to play this, and it's going to roll into the music a bit, but the music I think again with John Carpenter gives everything life. But this is
Yes.
my favorite. This is my favorite scene.
Okay. Show me.
Dude, how many different classic John Carpenter themes are in that like 30 seconds?
Yeah, it's so cool. And like
Seriously.
this isn't like his best soundtrack work, but man, is it effective.
One to me when I hear the Christine theme, I know what it is. But like right there, I could hear bits of the thing. I could hear, I mean, honestly, when it kind of almost does that little westerny kind of thing, I'm thinking like vampires,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
James Wood movie. And then to really drive home the fact that she is a woman, this car, they do that saxophone.
Yeah, that way it's the dame in the lonely night, like we talked about with Cellar Dweller.
Yeah, this dame walks in a red dress, not the
Yeah.
kind of red dress that you could buy anywhere.
The
It's a
cherry
red
lipstick.
It was a red dress that they don't even make anymore. It's that kind of vibe. And then it's also I'm not going to play it, but it's my favorite scene because it's when the car heals itself,
which
and
is so cool
I
to
love it.
watch because they had to like I think gut one out, use
Yeah.
hydraulic pumps, film it in reverse, upside down. Like there's a whole process that
Yeah.
as I was watching it be explained to me, I'm like, yeah, I don't understand, but that's really cool.
Well, here's a little bit more simplified way. So it's broken down into like certain body parts because they don't really show the whole car fixing itself. It would do a close up of say like the fender.
Yeah, the side
Well,
panel and stuff.
What they would do is they would attach a hydraulic ram on the backside of the fender on like a tab, and they would film pulling a dent into the fender so that when it was played backwards, the dent is coming back out to a perfect finish, which is what they started with. And the other cool trick they did was because metal and paint didn't really do what they wanted to. Normally, when you crease metal, the paint pops off or it's not going to look like it's pristine.
Yeah.
Some of the panels were made out of plastic.
I think plastic and rubber.
Yeah. So
Roy Arbogast was the person who did the special effects on this, and that's like John Carpenter's right-hand man
Yeah,
for special
he
effects.
did like
He's
The
done like
Thing and
everything
stuff
with
like
them.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just wish I had been there for that thought process of they went, okay, we need a car to be destroyed but come back perfect, not like bang a dent out and there's still imperfections. It has to be cherry, it has to be perfection. And how they would just come up with this different ideas and different, solutions, to go, okay, it worked, but the metal looks like shit on camera. And they go, well, let's try it with plastic. We can paint it the same color
Yeah, and I
and
think a
see
lot of
if it
that was
flexes better.
Carpenter just like challenging Roy, like, "Hey, you got a couple weeks, figure this out."
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and you can see why they would go through so many cars because, it's like, we got to try a little bit of this, try a little bit of that. Oh, we got to set it on fire. Oh, we got to run it down an alleyway that's only like 6 feet wide. And these freaking cars are like 7 feet wide.
Yeah, because like once this car gets fixed, then the rest of the movie is how many different ways can we destroy it? Having it squeeze itself into an alleyway just to, crush a bully in half.
I love the death scene with Moochie, which, come on, this kid's name's Moochie in
Yeah.
the movie. I wrote it down in my notes like Moochie, and then I wrote Moochie Taco. So that's what happens to him. But they drug his death scene out, and I loved the tension of it, even where he's like trying to like talk the car down because he thinks it's Arnie. And I'm like, this is awesome. And then it goes after Buddy. It wipes out 2 guys in one shot.
And it has such a weird shot when it hits that one guy, though. Because you get a close-up of, like, him screaming from, like, the inside of the dash.
Yeah.
It was just so awkward. That was, like, my only, like, big complaint in the movie. I was like, that's a weird way of doing that.
It's how because they crash into the Camaro and it gets stuck into the Camaro so that it could pull it.
Yeah.
But to me, it doesn't feel like it pulled it far enough to line back up with the garage door. And this is that whole Austin Powers thing where the guy is scared of the steamroller and he's just screaming
Please,
while
stop,
and it's taking forever to get there. And I'm sitting there going, move off
just
to the
go
side.
out of the way.
If you want to be actiony, jump over the Camaro part. I don't know. It's so much gas.
Good guys wears black, and like you jump and you karate kick Arnie in the face.
That's exactly it. And I swear, like, Buddy had to have just gotten a full tank of gas because that stuff comes out so fast. And then the other dude who is, I guess, part of the crew, you barely saw his face.
He was just an innocent victim who's like, dude, I just work here.
I remembered him from the shop scene because I think he's one of the guys that trips Dennis, and makes him fall. But he's so like nonchalant, yet they torch his ass. Like gasoline's running at his feet, and then all of a sudden, the Camaro bursts into flame.
A giant explosion.
And Buddy starts hoofing it. And look, this is the most iconic scene in the movie. I wouldn't want it done any other way. But in my brain, if a car's chasing me, the last place I'm running is on the road.
Yeah, definitely. Especially that car. I'm like, I'm going off road.
I'm going through trees. I'm going over medians. Nope. Buddy
he
runs
goes into the
down
middle of the road.
White lines. And the car's like, yeah,
he might as well have followed like pedestrian traffic laws too. The way he was running. Like, I got the stop sign. I can't cross just yet. I gotta wait for the green hand to let me go.
It was as bad as don't run upstairs when you're being chased by the killer.
Yes.
Don't run down the road when you're being chased by a car. Come on. It's just basic common sense, buddy. That's all it is to it.
All those sideburns took away from his brain cells.
That drag as he was running, and then his wallet chain belt, that had to hurt after a little while of running, slapping him in the thigh.
That should have been like a giddy up though for him.
That's motivation. But without it, we wouldn't have that shot of the car fully engulfed in flames. And as it's going forward, you just see the grill and the headlights peeking through the flames. I sketched it in my book, so it's there.
It looks really cool.
It's awesome. I want that poster now. I want to get a picture of that Christine hanging in my shop.
It's so cool of how they pulled that off, of being able to catch that on fire, and you still had to have a stunt driver in there. Dude's name was Terry Leonard. That they literally caught him on fire as well. Like, hey, dude, you're gonna be on fire in a fire car.
And
Drive it.
he hated doing it because the trick was when Christine's out at night killing these guys, you can't see through the glass.
Not at all. So
Because
they had to have like a safety protocol of like basically like a safe word or something like that. Of
Yeah, because they painted the windshields black. That's he didn't even have a little peek hole because they were worried you would see it. So none of the glass is see through, and he has to drive. And then they set him on fire. And he's also driving one of the worst transmissions Plymouth put in the vehicle because it didn't have a stick like we all know where you pull the stick and drive. It had something called push-o-matic, which was push buttons, and they jammed all the time. I'm not even joking about that. They are notorious for it. And there's a whole thing on here where they talked about it stopped production, or production of the movie, for like 3 days because they were trying to fix so many of the transmissions so they could start filming again, and then like half of them broke again.
We had to fix all these cars, make them all look nice and neat. We're gonna break some, and then the damn transmission doesn't want to do what we want it to.
Me as grew up as the
What
son
a
of
shitter.
Me as a son of a mechanic, I'd be like, how many shots are you doing from the inside? The ones you paint black, cut a hole and just put a stick down there so you can shift the transmission with a stick. I would have ditched that push button thing long ago. But and that's Tech Corner with Charlie. Thanks for our new segment. That's how that works.
Welcome to Tech Corner with Charlie Chase.
I don't have music, but yeah, it's like, don't buy torque flight transmissions. The push-o-matic button does not work. There we go.
You will die.
You will wish you died. We need the shot. We only have 20 minutes. Well, it won't go. I don't know what to tell you, John. It's stuck. Shouldn't have picked this car.
This is what you get, John.
That's good stuff, man. One of my other favorite characters, Harry Dean Stanton, the man from Aliens, as the cop that's questioning Arnie the whole time.
The detective who's just I know a thing or two.
Who's also driving a Plymouth Fury, but it's like a 78.
Yeah. Heard someone defecate on the dash. It's a lot of shit. Bunch of shitters around here, huh?
Yeah. I think I'd be pretty mad about that. Arnie trying to play it off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can tell where the puncture holes and like the chips and paint. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
See how
looks like it's solid red.
How the paint doesn't quite match. Nope. I was like, well, that was he's just like calling bullshit. And that's my thing. What was he thinking? So think about it. Even if you think Arnie is the killer, do you think he has multiple cars?
No, you're thinking Arnie is the most sophisticated body shop man killer out there.
But then he's
who has time to work on this vehicle all night and still has time for a bloodlust.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's like, I was told this was totaled. No, it wasn't that bad. Well, I've told this and this and this. Where'd you buy the paint? They don't make that shade of red anymore. And that's the other thing I'm sitting there going, you can make any shade of paint. Why would that ever be discontinued? You add
I'm
a little
detective,
bit more.
not a body man.
You do a little more pigment here or there. But I even to this day, I'm still going, did you think the car was possessed? Those are questions you ask when you're trying to find out if the car's possessed.
Can you imagine, though, him taking it to, like, his lieutenant? Like, hear me out now. It's a possessed car.
Yeah, he'd be like, You remember the guy that killed himself because of the carbon monoxide that he ran the tube from, but yet his wife also died in that car. They're like, yeah, that pile of shit over off of Route 3. Yeah, I think it's that car. Yeah, no, it's not that car, man. You're crazy. No, I'm pretty sure it's that car. Some kid's
Nah, it's
driving
the
it.
same car. That car's killed before and it's going to kill again. They're like, all right, gun and badge, turn them over.
What's your proof? I couldn't find any of the damage that the shitters did to the car, and then he couldn't give me a receipt for the paint he used.
So
They're
it's
like,
the car.
dude, I think you need to retire. And I swear, I think Harry Dean Stanton has looked like that since he was 20. Yeah,
Probably, yes.
he's one of those perpetually old guys like Buddy. Buddy's
Was
just
born an
perpetually
old man.
He had a ball cap and was old.
Yeah.
And I love Harry Dean Stanton. Don't get me wrong. Again, he is one of my favorites. But I always got that impression that he's questioning Arnie about whether the car's alive. And I'm just like, it doesn't track, man. No one wants to believe the car's alive.
Yeah, that's the one thing no one believes.
No, like his girlfriend has been attacked like twice already.
And even she
even
doesn't think it's the car.
She's still like, I don't know.
She's just
I
like,
think
all
it's
right,
Arnie."
it was my fault. I shouldn't have ate the burger so fast.
It's just silly. I don't know why. So, it's like, again, is the movie perfect? Hell no. It's not a
No.
perfect movie.
But
Is
man,
it-
like it didn't age as badly as I thought it was going to.
No, I no, this type of movie does have a chance to where, well, and I talked about this with Dan, was when I remember a movie from my childhood that really, really impacted me. And that, like I said, this is probably one of those that really did. It's always going to be a special movie to me. It's always going to rate higher, even if I go back now and go, yeah, that wasn't great, but I still love it.
Yeah, but
You
there's
know
a
what I
lot
mean?
of
It's-
memories attached to it.
Yeah. And I'm not a movie critic. I never claimed to be, and I don't want to be.
And I think it's fair to have those memories,
Yeah.
change the way the rain is because screw it.
It's why we created it. It's give me back. What it is give me back the feeling I have for these kind of movies. Not so much give me back those movies in Hollywood, but I want these movies to make me feel like I did back then.
Yeah.
I'm watching a car kill teenage kids running around. This is amazing. I'm watching Beastmaster run around without a shirt and a sword and all this other stuff. It's like, that was
And he's
awesome.
got 2 pet ferrets. Sweet,
Yeah. I want to feel the same emotions I felt as a kid. And Hollywood just can't do it right now. Hollywood just keeps falling on its face right now. And it's sad, but thankfully, we get 4K restorations of Christine. We get, Scream Factory versions of some of our favorite classic movies that we end up buying. I'm thankful for those type of companies out there that are doing that, because I feel like they're the ones that have a little bit more money behind them, that have the same feeling we do. We love these movies so much. Let's fix them.
Yeah, let's go out, find the original, film copies and however many it takes to put it back together and make it look all nice and neat for the modern age.
Absolutely. But let's you want to get into the final part? I mean, we're kind of jumping all over the place, but we can't.
I mean, everyone has seen Christine. There's a million podcasts on Stephen King alone. Like,
Yeah,
you're just getting our hot take on what we love.
but we can't go without talking about
The showdown.
running it over with a bulldozer.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's. I read that they had to teach Dean Stockwell. Is it Dean Stockwell? John Stockwell. Dean Stockwell. It has to be somebody else. They had to teach him how to drive the bulldozer to get him to even be able to film those scenes where he's in it. So not only is he having to wear like a knee brace because he just got out of the hospital, that now he's like, I don't know how to drive this thing. Well, we're gonna have to make it out like you do know what you're doing.
Yeah, because you got to destroy Christine.
Oh, great climax. You finally get to see Arnie in full like possession
I was gonna say
mode.
like full villain mode almost, like fully taken over. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
He's kind of what I guess we're supposed to picture the original owner probably looked at like when he, was like fully engrossed after probably like
Yeah,
after his wife
when it
was
had taken
killed or
him over.
something.
And he
Uh,
didn't remember to wear a damn seatbelt.
Older cars, man. It's a different time. It was a different time. Seatbelt, schmeat man. You didn't need all that stuff.
You
I
don't
still
need a
remember.
seatbelt.
I remember riding in a few vehicles that didn't have seatbelts. Hell, I rode in station wagons where the seats faced backwards and you made faces at the people behind you.
You're old.
You know, shut up, Nate. They still make station wagons, but no, yeah, they were like the Land Cruiser station wagons, the old Chevy Caprices that were like 20 feet long.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was an actual boat.
Wood grain, got to have wood grain on it. It was gray. Yeah, no,
It's
I
classic.
drove one for a little while. Honestly, I'd love to have one back. We're back in Charlie's car talk corner here on
Give me back my wood
Horribles.
panels. The next podcast.
There you go. Give me back my classic cars.
It's
There we
actually
go.
where we go and try to figure out what new vehicles can get wood panels.
You say that my dad's been on me. Mom drives a white Equinox, and I swear every time we go outside, he goes, "What if they make a wood paneling kit for this car?" It screams wood paneling. Not even making that up. I had no idea you were going to say that, but that just dawned on me that. And it's not like he wants to put wood. He wants the graphic kit, like
Yeah, he just
vinyl.
wants it to have that aesthetic.
But he's like, this would look cool with wood panel. And we're making fun of it, but they did try that with what, the PT Cruisers.
Yeah, they
had
did.
those wood
Well,
panels.
the PT
on
Cruiser
those,
is just like, what if we just make an abomination?
What if we made a station wagon and then shrunk it in the wash?
Yeah. Oh, we left it on hot.
Whoopsie. Yeah, I didn't fit in those very good. I never owned one. We keep talking about everything but this movie, man. This is great. It's my birthday, damn it. I'll talk about whatever I want today.
Yeah.
Not that today's my birthday, but
It's coming
maybe
up.
it is
It's
when we're
birthday
listening to
month,
it.
so every day is Charlie's birthday in this month.
On the podcast. In my house, no. Your birthday is the day it is. What is up with birthday weeks and birthday months? Like, I literally
man,
know people that do it
The
that
world
way.
is miserable, so we might as well have a little bit of glee.
No, to me, that's like, how much freaking money is that going to cost me now?
I
One
thought it
day?
was just you wake up and go, you know what? It's my birthday month.
No. I've seen where people are like, they get like almost a present every day or some kind of big event thing for an entire
No,
week.
that's impossible. Can't do
And
that.
I'm like, what?
Nope.
What planet are you from, man?
The cost alone. Oh no, it's supposed to be you wake up and go, yeah, yep, it's my birthday month, and that's it. You're just supposed to feel good.
See, I don't even get that because my birthday month is January, which means I just came off of Christmas month.
Yeah, yours is recovery month.
Yeah, the only thing worse is having your birthday too close to Christmas and you got shared presents. It's your birthday and Christmas present. Bullshit, Karen. Go get me another present. I am owed. But yeah, it was. I never understood that, and I've known quite a few people that they celebrate it for the month ones. I think I only know like maybe one or two people that do that, but it's always a birthday week, and I'm like,
Yeah, I can't even do a birthday week. Nope.
Does it start on your birthday and then a week after? Is it a week before, or does your birthday land like on a Wednesday and you
Is this
go from
like an
Saturday to
excuse that you
Saturday?
don't want to make dinner each night, so you're like, screw it, it's birthday week. We're ordering takeout again.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if that's what it is, but I don't know. Mine's birthday. What day is my birthday? My birthday's on a Sunday, so at least I don't have to go to work because, yeah, I work on my birthday if it lands during the week.
Yep.
So I might get my birthday
And I'm not
off.
using a PTO day on my birthday. I'm like, nah, screw it.
No, that's not fair. You know what? That's what we should start petitioning. People should get their birthdays paid off.
They should.
It's one. It's one
Just
extra
one day. What
yeah,
harm?
if you have 500 employees, that's 500 paid days off. Maybe for the smaller companies.
But you know what? There's 499 employees that can pick up the slack of the one that's off on their birthday. And I doubt there's like 75 sharing it all on the same day.
There's at least 2. So
At least.
they're the 2 that are screwing it up for everyone else. They're like, we can't give everyone the same day off. You know,
You'll bankrupt us.
There's only 365 days in a year, and out of 499 people, there's a lot more.
There's actually quite a few.
There's quite a few that have shared birthdays, Nate. I'm no mathematologist, but there's some shared days there.
If I could science the math, I might be able to figure this out.
Carry the 7,
Count
divide
the
by
cards, go to
I'm
Vegas.
done with this bit. You'd think Dan was on the episode right now because we've
You
just
would.
gone on a whole nother tangent.
Turns out he's infected us.
Damn it, Dan. You screwed up the whole thing.
Really
by
hoping
asking
you
me.
pull through, Dan. Really hoping.
We're rooting for you, brother. Even though I'll never let you live down, I can't record tonight. Well, good, because you weren't supposed to. That's like waking up on a Saturday thinking you got to go to school.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. That's
That's
that
what
when
happened.
you're still waking up in the middle of the night, like, oh shit, I'm gonna be late for school, and it's like, I'm a 33-year-old man.
And it's Saturday night. I don't have to go to school tomorrow. I can
There's some
imagine Dan
PTSD
probably
here.
he probably woke up from a nap and went, "It's almost 6.
Thursday.
It's Thursday. I don't feel like recording. I'm going to message Charlie." And I'm literally reading it going, the hell is he talking about?
What did he watch?
Well, for a split second, I'm like, did we invite him on the Christine? Because that would probably be the one horror one he would watch. You know, I think he has seen this movie, but I was like, we didn't talk about this. We talked about other things. Oh, man, that's fun. We got to pick on Dan a little bit. He's not here to defend himself. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's all good. All right, so they crush Christine with a bulldozer. They
run her
ram it up.
over.
They ram it into a wall a couple times. They drop the blade on it, and she keeps coming back. I did love that.
Oh yeah, like she is completely determined because her odometer is now at 0. Because every time, from what I gather, she was killing, she was getting younger and younger back to her production line days. She was at 88,000 miles.
Oh yeah, well she was over 88. Actually, when they first look at it, she's at 97, and he goes,
Was she at 97?
Might have. So the first time
it goes down throughout the film.
And what I think, that there's an interesting way to look at that, because she doesn't kill many. I think it starts going down once Arnie starts driving her around and get almost like she's absorbing the life force from Arnie.
Could be.
He kind of looks like it. Like he does start looking more like they do
He
the whole
looks
dark
more and more
circles,
pale and like
So
unhinged.
it's like it's draining his soul, because soul by Satan.
Soul by Satan.
Soul by Satan. Body by Plymouth. I love that trailer, man. It's so good. It's so good, damn it, that we're doing this.
She is seductive. She is passionate.
She is.
She is possessive.
Kinda.
Yeah.
She is pure. Evil.
Well, yeah.
Pure evil.
She is Christine, a 1958 Plymouth Fury.
Oh, yeah.
Possessed by hell.
Hell.
Her previous owner is not alive to warn her present one.
Which would be
Once
weird,
she
because
lures
that would
you
still be her
behind the
owner.
wheel,
Yeah.
You will be hers, body and soul.
Oh.
There is no place you can hide.
Oh,
No
okay.
place
Why
you
would I
can
hide?
run,
Oh, okay.
And nothing you can do can stop her.
Unless you have a bulldozer.
Because how do you kill something that can't possibly be alive?
Bulldozer and a car
Bulldozer.
crusher.
Christine. Body by Plymouth. Soul by Satan.
So it says, as it... Dr. Satan! It literally says, though, when it takes over your body and soul. It's like maybe she
It
is
took
like
Arnie's body and soul.
body and soul, so it's rolling her odometer back. Yeah, I realized that we could talk over it, so it was going to be even better.
Yeah,
that
we already played it once. So
Yeah,
now we're
we
allowed
played
to
it
talk over
once,
it.
so now we can VO it. We can do voiceover. We give our own commentation on it, which is even better. And some trailers need us to do that. We still got to
They
redo
do.
Stellar Dweller.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Actually, we should have just talked over the high tension episode. That way we would have had
Yeah, that's actually what we should have
something-
done. We should have added like our own screams to high tension and our
I
own
should have had
dialogue.
I should have had you pull up the same video on YouTube and then just talk us through it. So
Yeah. All right,
let
so
it
right
play.
now we're seeing a vehicle.
We got an overhead shot over a field of corn. All that stuff. That would have been awesome. Damn it, we're smart now. We can
Yeah,
go
we
back
got
to
for the
that.
next foreign movie we do that has zero
All right,
dialogue
buddy.
in the trailer.
Let's do our Rain and Bloods. You ready for Rain and Blood?
Hell yeah.
God, it's so much better now, isn't it?
It really is.
I've added some mood. It has mood now. It's alive like
Got some
Christine.
grit.
That's right. It's got
Soul
some
of Satan.
It's got some spunk. All right, Nate. Raining Blood. I counted 7 in this movie. Between Buddy's old crew getting wiped out, an auto worker thrown in with Darnell, and then Arnie biting it at the end.
Yeah.
So I got 7. It's a low body count, but again, with horror movies, I think we get low body count sometimes.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, there's barely any blood in this movie at all.
No, and
I don't think there's any blood.
the auto worker that gets his fingers cut but not cut off.
Yeah, but it's like you
There's
get to see
blood.
the bandages. So
Um,
that's like medical nursing.
and then they describe Moochie, yet we never got to see it.
Yeah, we
'Cause they're
never,
like,
which
yeah,
is really surprising that Carpenter didn't decide to do like a shot of a
Well,
body being split.
They did the whole thing of the car going towards him. Like, that's a lot of effort for it just to show him like poop straining.
Yeah.
That's all he does. But then the detective, when he's talking to Arnie, is talking like it cut him directly in half. I mean, his legs
Yeah, like
were
it was
gone.
a clean cut of this man being in half.
Yeah. And, Arnie's like, that's what happens to shitters, I guess. And that was another thing. Arnie started using language more and more as Christine was taking control of him. He was sounding more like
he was
the
starting
old
to be
guy.
more. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there are all these little things where it's slowly seeping into him. But, yep, we got 7 in this one. So, not bad. Respectable.
No, it's
We'll take it.
respectable.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hit our machetes.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. Woo!
Well, I think you got to go first for the inaugural 2022.
And it's your birthday, so you get to go.
That's right. My birthday, I get to go first, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. Really hope you pull through, Dan. Really hoping you pull through.
Yep. Yeah, we're all rooting for you, brother. We got a prayer chain. No, we didn't actually start one, but
We do
thought
have a
about it.
donation chain.
We don't. We never got.
We
it.
don't.
We never
We
got.
don't.
We never got it off the ground. There were fees
Don't know
involved.
how to create the link.
No. Somehow it says, "Give me back my podcast network" on it. Not get well, Dan. I don't know what happened. So
Very odd.
This one again, it's my favorite horror movie. It has a ton of nostalgia. It has meaning to my family more than I thought it did, even till I found out a few years ago. It's so well done. It's a John Carpenter that was written by Stephen King. How could you go wrong with this movie? I'm giving it an 8.5. It's 8.5 machetes all day long, man. Do I want more blood? Absolutely. Give me a ooey gooey Christine, and it's going to be 10 machetes. Let's put it that way. It's I liked all of the actors. Buddy looks like he's 37 in this in high school. Um, Other than that, I didn't have any issues with with anyone in it. The mom looked like I knew her from so many movies, and I looked her up, and I'm like, I don't know who this lady is. Like, she's been in stuff. She's always been working.
She has that like TV mom look to her.
She has the TV mom look, but she also had that like Pamela Voorhees aesthetic to her.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
She had like she could have been the evil mom or stepmom in half a dozen movies in the 80s, but she wasn't. She just had that look. And like the dad is a total throwaway character. You could have put anyone in that role. You know, it was definitely the
Yeah,
mom
he's
was in
just there for
control
a
of
moment to
his
get
life.
choked out.
That's it. But nope. 8.5. It's a favorite. I watch it every year, sometimes twice. Even when I told Jackie what we were doing, she got excited because it's like, oh, we get to watch Christine. So yeah, I've got collectibles in my shop. It's not as many as my He-Man, but it's a favorite. 8.5. What about you, Nate?
Nice. It's pretty funny. This is, I think, the first time it's happened. It's 8.5 for me as well.
What?
Yeah.
We we're
I
samesies?
didn't go down one or like, oh well, it's actually an 8, Charlie. No. And I think a lot of it has to do with how long it's been since I've seen it, my perception of what this movie was, and compared to what it actually is, and just being that like sad story. Like it really like hit me last night, and like all day I was just like, man, like what a tragic movie. Like it really is, and it's well made. It's not cheesy. Um,
No, and I think you nail it right there. This movie is not cheesy and doesn't try to be cheesy. It doesn't try to be horror schlock or
no,
and
I
it's
think
probably
of the Futurama episode where Bender turns into a Christine type character.
yeah, they do
That's what
kind
it
of like
like. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's what everyone always does with Christine. It's like, nope, that's not it.
no. That one was they kind of blended the car, which was the black sedan that's going around killing people, and then Christine in the future because I remember his grill in that one and it looks very the car. But yeah, this one and you know, I guess if you look at it like that, that's probably why he didn't go over the top with the gore because then it very easily could have been just lumped in with another, you know, slasher, gory,
It
you
could have been
know,
straight after the thing of like, all right, I just did a bunch of gore and audiences did not react to
yeah.
that well.
'Cause
So let's
I
go
don't
back
want
to
to
the
do
Halloween roots where there's no gore at all. And it's more of just let's focus on characters. This is a character story that
yeah.
happens to be a horror story. And I always appreciate stuff like that a lot. Like I
And look,
love my ooey gooey. I love
oh
my
god, yeah.
over the top violence. But there's a special place for stuff like this. And the fact that it's like, all right, I thought this was legit gonna be an hour and 20-minute movie. I legit remember it's like, all right, he gets the car, turns evil, boom, boom, people die. It's like, no, like this is well drawn out with your characters that you get to spend with. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
highly recommend everyone to go back and rewatch Christine if it's been a while, because you're not gonna be disappointed of like, oh, that turned out kind of cheesy, like some movies do from the 80s, but like your nostalgia overtakes that where you're like, I can overlook that. No, there's really nothing that is like, except for that one shot of a dude getting hit that's a little awkward, but it's probably just the
That's
way the stunt team couldn't figure out how to do it a little bit better.
yeah, that's just, in how they were blocking out the shot. I would have to say if I had to put a finger on one cheesy thing in the movie, even though I wouldn't want it changed, is the very, very end where the car kind of moves
Kind of
and the
wants to
music's
come back to
playing.
life.
Yeah.
Now, there is supposedly a remake in the works with Blumhouse right now. And I'd go as
Mm.
far as to say if these reboot sequels are the new hotness right now, why not make it a sequel where Christine comes back?
Yeah, don't reboot it
Don't reboot
because
it, just continuation of like, you could mention that there was a person back in the day that lost his mind. He had a girlfriend that swore up and down it was the car. No one believed her,
Yeah.
or his best friend. They all kind of wrote them off as crazy, you know? Um, and
This
then
would
just have it to where maybe even someone that was already evil gets the car or something. I don't know.
well, it would work because there's nothing because it's an object. It's an object that can essentially heal itself. There's no reason that can't be recreated in the modern world yet still be a 58 Plymouth
Exactly. It could still
running around.
be that Plymouth running around. We could say it just took so long to get out of the cube form to regenerate.
Well, look what it looked like before Arnie got it. It was
Exactly.
deteriorating because it didn't have a soul to bring it back to life.
To absorb.
Yeah. So it's like the old man knew better because, he does drop that line where he goes, "She came back." And Dennis is like, "What do you mean it came back?" And he doesn't answer him. So it's like that dude knew what was up and he just never messed with the car
And
ever
it would
again.
play into she would have, let's say, the 90 some thousand miles on her again in the year 2022, and it wouldn't even bat an eye.
Oh, absolutely. As much as I hate remakes or reboots or anything like that, I think I'd be happier with that, where she just appeared in modern times.
Because once
Which would,
again, she was evil for no reason. She appears for no reason. Like she just kind of comes back.
it's sold
You
by
don't
Satan.
really have to over explain it. You don't have to overdo it.
No, well, that's like this movie. It's not. While there's a lot of build up for the human characters, the car's just evil.
Yeah.
Period.
It's just you can't stop evil.
Yeah. What more, build up do you need us to explain? We can't really give you a backstory. She came off the assembly line, evil. Done.
And that's where now you can give us a movie where like the back tire spins over a head and like all the brains gush onto a wall or something.
I think I would prefer a splatterfest. I think to not step on this version of it, give me that bloody.
Yeah, do the yin and yang of like the opposite direction of like, all right, well, this one is there are now guts flying out everywhere and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Cut a kid in half and show me half of the kid being
Just
drugged
entrails
down
and
the road.
he's like crawling, like, oh my god, you know.
And I fully expect the car to be engulfed in flames by the end, and then show it run over the body, and the body's now on fire, laying on the asphalt.
Yep.
And then the car
like
backs
we'll
up.
have a hubcap fall off and it wheels down the road and it's still on fire. Got to get that classic shot in there.
Or it loses a hubcap and takes out like a kid's hand.
Yeah.
Takes out the fingers. We always got to lose fingers. I don't know what it is, man. I'm all about losing fingers. So a hubcap goes flying and some kid loses their fingers because they were running out in the street to catch their little red ball, which we're talking about the modern times. So his cell phone, he wasn't paying attention.
He was on
walking the road.
YouTubes.
He was watching the Twitters and the snappers, and he runs across the road without looking, and a hubcap comes flying, and it cuts his fingers off, which takes the phone with it.
Yeah,
and
then from
gone.
that day forward, he never looks at another phone again.
Well, it's because he doesn't have any more fingers. So
yeah, it'd be really hard to do it.
They're all touchscreen now. I don't know. We just wrote Blumhouse. We've done all the work for you, man.
Yep. You're welcome, Blumhouse.
Just film it now. That's all you got to do. All right, brother. Well, I think we've said our piece about Christine.
Lovely choice.
Love it. My birthday episode. We can't drop names yet, but I will go ahead and say we are lined up with several interviews coming up.
Yeah, we got some pretty exciting interviews coming up.
We do.
By the time this episode drops, we can start saying at least one.
We'll have stuff in the group. We'll start dropping it there, and not just the horror one. We may finally be doing our very first action interview in about a month. So we'll see how that goes for us.
Things start to line up real quickly.
Yeah, it has been a blur of a week for me, man. I have sent more emails out and you know, Facebook Messenger messages and people like sending me all kinds of stuff that it's just been like, dang, the year just started. Like, what the
Yeah.
heck, man? I
And
feel
we're
like the
not trying to make it
floodgates
to
are
where
open.
you're getting like 3 episodes in a week. We're wanting to stay with our schedule. We don't want to overwhelm
No,
anyone.
yeah. No, Lord, I don't know how we would have the time, but yeah, we're not ungrateful for it. We're extremely grateful, and we couldn't do it without everybody listening. We appreciate you guys sticking around with us as
Yeah,
me and
it
Nate
seriously
ramble
means the world.
about these things. We'll talk about a movie and end up talking about 7 other movies as we go, but you
And
know,
wood panels and how they need to go back on vehicles.
we're going to talk about PT Cruisers and stuff like that. But no, so I'll be looking for that. We got some stuff coming up. Thank you to everybody in the network. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, Monster Movie Stomp Down. You know the shows. You heard the commercials. Live and in color
with Wolfie D.
Wolfie D. Lot of, and that show's always going. I guess when Dan is out of the woods, we should be having the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling show getting ready to kick off. Hopefully next month, because by the time you hear this, it'll probably be February within a day or two. So we should have that rolling. Just got to get everybody healthy.
I think we can make the announcement too that if you like my sexy, sultry voice, you're going to start hearing it a little bit more on Give Me Back My Action Movies.
I wasn't going to announce that yet. What's wrong with you? Yeah, we can announce it. We had a lot of fun.
Highlander's
doing the
already dropped.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing the Highlander episode. So I was like, you know what? Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's start bringing Nate in on so we can have some 3-way conversations. Doesn't work with the horror one because Dan would have to watch horror movies, and we both know that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. We might get one out of the year. That'll be one of my goals for 2022. Get Dan to watch one of them to join on.
This was it. That we had our chance and lost it because
we missed it.
He even said, "I can't record tonight." So had to be the Christine episode, the one horror movie he probably would have sat through, and he'd be like, "Yep, nope, can't do it."
Then he would have gave Christina 2 and pissed us off.
Yeah. Because now it's be like, all right, we're going to go watch, Ghosts of Mars. And he's going to be like, oh, what's that? And I'll explain it to him. And he'll be like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to make him watch a Steven Seagal movie. And I'm going to be like, do you want to watch a horror movie now? He goes, well, maybe. Maybe I'll watch a horror movie now.
Wait till it's my birthday month.
Yeah, see, he forgets. I already know what his birthday pick is. He's already told me. And it's not what everyone thinks, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, we haven't got through Nate's birthday picks yet. So
Seagal Timber.
Seagal Timber. Sagimber. I don't know how you
I don't know. I'm going to find the energy drinks online. I'm going to buy a whole case of them.
Oh, that's what we should.
And then I'm going to drink them for my entire birthday week.
No, we should each get like a case of them. We do it like Good Beer, Bad Movie, where we do an energy drink test tasting. But it's the Seagal energy drinks.
Why is my urine red?
Don't worry about it. It's the power of Seagal. All of a sudden, I just look at somebody and I can snap their elbow. And that's all I need to do.
It's actually the cure for COVID.
It is. It really is. So if I don't jinx me, man, because I'm like the only one in any of the circle of friends that hasn't even been sick in this pandemic. So don't put that curse on me, Ricky Bobby. I ain't doing it. I don't want to get sick.
Stay healthy.
Just stay in my little wood shop away from everybody. Yep. And if you guys want to join in on more conversation that's not on the podcast that me and Nate keep rambling on, come over to Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the Facebook group. Give Me Back My Action Movies, the Facebook group. We also have our Instagram pages. Nate is in full control of the horror Instagram page. He's over there killing it. We're already over 100 follows on that one in like 3 days after he took it over. So I feel like a piece of crap, but that's okay. He's doing awesome.
I'm the young guy that knows all about the hashtags.
Yeah, #.snapper. I don't know what I'm doing over there. when I click on something, a little heart appears. So apparently I liked it. Yeah. So
The
that's all I
instas.
and all the other podcasts I follow, they're all my age. So we're all over there trying to figure out the algorithm.
There's this young whippersnapper who's just like rollerblading around the feeds.
we're wanting to bring in new fans of this stuff, and yet we're not reaching them. We can only find other 40-year-old dudes that are like, yeah, I remember that movie. That's awesome. I'll listen to you talk about it. You know, we need to keep it alive by talking to more 40-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
I'm not good with social media. I was never made for this. But thanks, everybody. If you want to shoot us an email over at gmbmampod@gmail.com. Thank you to anybody I've forgotten. Thank you guys for listening. We have our anniversary episode that's going to be coming up here pretty soon. Looking forward to that, which I think will be the episode after this one. If my
It should be.
calendar, if my mathematology adds up, it'll be the next episode. So 1 year, man. Let's see if we can make
Hell
it
of a
one
job.
more month. Let's see if we
Yeah.
can make it a month after the listenership drops after this episode. It's fine. It's all good. You guys have already heard the worst from us. It can only get better from here.
The little graph's going to just plummet.
Yeah. Yeah, we lost 10 listeners just in this episode alone. Way to go, Nate. We're big on Instagram, but lost them on listenership.
It's all Nate's fault.
Blame you, Nate. I blame you. I learned it by watching you. All right, brother. Give us the word. Let's end this thing.
Groovy.
Hail to the king, baby.
Run him over.